Tonight, state lawmakers are on the verge of passing a new law to address problems exposed by 13 Investigates. For years, our investigative team has been reporting on the high stakes of Delta-8. Works just like marijuana, but here in Indiana, a lack of regulations means Delta-8 products can be legally sold to kids. Senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel explains what's now happening to change that.
Chair, hands down on final passage Senate Bill 478.
Tuesday afternoon, the Indiana House of Representatives passed a bill to regulate Delta-8.
59 ayes, 36 noes. The bill has passed.
A move that follows our 13 News investigation exposing why legislation is needed. When 13 Investigates went undercover in gas stations and smoke shops to buy Delta-8, we quickly learned why the stuff is getting so popular.
They'll get you high.
Delta-8 is described as a cousin to marijuana. Both come from the cannabis plant, and from a molecular standpoint, they're nearly identical. This is Delta-8, that is Delta-9, the psychoactive ingredient in marijuana. The slight difference makes Delta-8 less psychoactive.
Make you more sleepy.
But it can still be incredibly powerful.
They're all going to get you high. I'm not going to lie to you. Every single one of them is going to work.
While Delta-8 can make you high, here in Indiana, it is not regulated. Cannabis products like vapes and gummies are considered to be hemp, which is legal, as long as they contain less than 1/3 of 1% Delta-9 THC. Over 0.3%, that's classified as marijuana, which is against Indiana law. 13 Investigates sent our Delta-8 to a certified lab to see if the products really do comply with state law and if the information on the package matches what's inside. The result?
5 of the 7 samples were found to have Delta-9 THC above the 0.3%.
We're talking levels approximately 2 times, 5 times, even 6 or 8 times over Indiana's legal limit for Delta-9 THC inside products labeled as Delta-8.
We're selling intoxicants to kids, and anyone that thinks that's okay, I believe, is wrong.
After our investigation, Indiana State Police and prosecutors urged lawmakers to act, and now they have.
The status quo, in my opinion, is simply unacceptable.
State Representative Jake Teschka is a sponsor of Senate Bill 478. It would regulate THC products like Delta-8 to make sure they're not sold to kids.
There's technically no law that says that you can't sell to minors, and so we want to make sure that that's clear in code. You can't sell to anybody under 21.
And after 13 Investigates showed significant problems with how Delta-8 is tested, Senate Bill 478 requires additional testing to ensure the products are safe.
We know that there are a lot of out-of-state and potentially even out-of-country products that have kind of flooded into this market here, and we don't know what's in them. So it's all about consumer protection.
In addition to age limits and more testing, the bill requires businesses to get a state permit in order to sell Delta-8, and businesses near schools would not be eligible. The bill also makes it a crime to sell Delta-8 without a permit, and marketing or advertising the products to minors, that's also illegal. Lawmakers say it gives clear guidance to police who've been struggling with the growing popularity of these products.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
There have been a lot of police agencies and prosecutors and others who kind of we don't know where we stand on this product. And so that's why it's incumbent upon the legislature to provide clarity in this market.
And if you think the Delta-8 industry is opposed to more regulations here in Indiana, well, it's actually just the opposite.
This is a great first step.
Justin Journet is CEO of 3 Cheap, which manufactures Delta-8 products here in Indianapolis. He says the state's Delta-8 legislation is something he's been advocating for years.
You can no longer be a child and access these products. That's huge. I think the testing requirements are great. I'm just very excited to get something across the finish line.
But crossing the finish line, that's been the hard part. For years, bills to regulate Delta-8 have easily passed in the House, only to hit a brick wall in the state Senate, where lawmakers wouldn't even allow legislation to get a vote. But this year appears to be different. The bill now has passed both chambers with bipartisan support after 13 Investigates showed how Delta-8 is being sold throughout Indiana in mislabeled packaging.
That was eye-opening to a lot of people, and I think that really helped push things forward.
Your efforts and others have helped us to tell the story on why this is so important. We really have to rein in this market. We have to protect our kids, and we have to make sure that consumers are protected as well. It's imperative that we get this done this year.
This bill is complicated, 102 pages. The House and Senate passed slightly different versions, which still need to be worked out. But after years of trying, it looks like a bill to regulate this high-stakes Delta-8 industry in Indiana will finally head to the governor's desk to become law. I'm Bob Siegel, 13 Investigates.
And if you'd like to watch Bob's reports from all of his high-stakes investigation stories, they're streaming right now on WTHR Plus. You can download it onto your TV and watch for free.